Hey, what's up, and welcome to Internet Expert. This is the game where you and your laptop can save democracy. I'm Malick Mercier, your host, and this week we're excavating everyone's favorite election relic, the Electoral College. US presidential elections aren't decided by the popular vote alone. They're decided by the Electoral College, which is a process, not a place. Each state has a different number of electoral votes, and a presidential candidate needs a certain number of those votes in order to win. So to win today's game, contestants won't be earning points, they'll be earning electoral votes. Let's meet our contestants. Bethany is a comedian and co-host of NOVA's new series, Parentalogic. Hi, Bethany.
Hi Malick. Very excited to be here. I've got my son's safari vest on since we're going on a quest for knowledge.
I love that so much. We also have Alok here. He's a pediatrician and Bethany's Parentalogic co-host. How's it going, Alok?
I don't have a safari vest to wear, so I do feel like I'm underprepared for this, but I'm ready to go.
This is a high-stakes competition. Bethany, tell me a little bit about your rivalry, the relationship with Alok.
Alok knows everything about kids because he's a doctor and he studied them scientifically. And I know everything about kids because I have them. My body made them.
Bethany is right. Listen, I can tell you about textbook pediatric knowledge, but not actually how to feed them.
Bethany, what does Alok have to do if you win?
Ooh. Alok, who is a public advocate for health safety around COVID, mask wearing. So my challenge for Alok is to bedazzle a mask and then post it to your social media wearing it in public.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm down. So here's the thing about Bethany, or her street name BVD, is when we are filming episodes of Parentalogic and we have these little breaks, Bethany often busts out into song and dance. And she has a one-up on everyone because she knows all these awesome children's songs. So if I win, Bethany has to throw down a children's nursery song, right? But it needs to be done in hip-hop fashion.
Let's start the game so that we can find out what happens. First challenge is in it to win it. I want you to find out how many electors there are and how many a presidential candidate needs to win. Are you ready? Go.
Get it!
What is your answer, Bethany?
There are 538 electors, and in order to win, you need 270. A presidential candidate needs 270.
That's right. So to win today's game, you will need to get 270 electoral votes. This map is divided into 5 regions identified by 2 shades of the same color. In each challenge, a region is at stake. If you win, you get to pick one shade of the color in that region, and you get the electoral votes in that section. Your opponent gets the leftovers. Bethany, which shade of purple do you pick?
Texas, please.
Okay. Alok, you get what's next to it. So you'll have the one to the right of that with Arkansas and Louisiana.
Okay, I'll take it.
So Bethany, you chose the one with less electoral votes. So you have 50 electoral votes. And Alok, you chose the one with more, or you got the one with more. So you have 83 electoral votes.
Sounds unfair.
Challenge 2 is called Elector Selector. Starting on the website for the National Archives, you have to answer 3 questions about electors and how they are chosen. Answer 2 out of 3 of these correctly, and you get to pick the next batch of electoral votes. Question number 1. How was the number of electors per state determined?
Let's see.
Got it. The amount of electors they get, there's a value that's proportional to the state's population, plus 2 for each state senators, plus 1 as a House of Rep vote. So that's 3 plus the amount that's proportional to the state's population.
That is correct. Question 2. How do states choose their electors?
I got it.
Bethany, I'd love to hear it. What's your answer?
Okay, it's a two-part process. The political parties in each state choose slates of potential electors, sometimes before the general election. And then the second part is during the general election, the voters in each state select their state's electors by casting their ballots.
You are 100% correct there. All right, so now it's down to the best 2 out of 3. This is the last question. What qualifications are required to be an elector?
My lack of typing agility is definitely going to crush me here.
Alok, I see your hand. Okay, what's your answer?
It says, what are the qualifications to be an elector? Well, the Constitution doesn't really have a lot of qualifications about it, but Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2, in case you're wondering which clause, says no senator or representative or person holding an office or trust or profit under the U.S. shall be appointed an elector. So I'm tempted to say anyone can. I think my answer might be wrong.
I think we can take it.
I mean, literally it basically says anyone can do it as long as they're not a senator or a representative, or they haven't engaged in an insurrection or rebellion against the United States or given aid to its enemies.
That is correct. So, Alok, you got 2 out of 3 right in that challenge, meaning you get to pick one of the oranges.
I'm going to take that California kind of Tropicana, maybe Donald Duck orange.
You have to look at all your electoral votes. You got to do it. Look, this rivalry is going to be the worst because I'm going to be cheering you on the whole time.
And I got Arizona. I had Arizona Pride in there also.
Yeah, definitely.
Great choice, Alok. You now have 156 up from 83 electors. Bethany, you now have 85. Your next challenge is called the Old College Try. Starting on archives.gov, figure out how and when you can find out who your electors are. Question 1. When are electors officially appointed?
Who designed this website?
Yeah, it's so sticky.
Seriously, National Archives needs to go to Wix or something. Archives.gov was made when the archives were made.
It's hard to navigate this website. That's such an excuse, right? All right, you go.
Guys throw so much shade at the National Archives.
Can I say got it?
Yes.
Yep.
According to the Constitution and federal law, there isn't a strict method of appointment. It just requires that electors be appointed on the Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
You double got that.
Yes. Okay, so each state and the District of Columbia will appoint its electors after it certifies the general election results. Each will then prepare a certificate of ascertainment which will contain the names of the electors and the number of votes they received.
I literally did not know that. So you're saying they get the votes and then they pick the electors?
Alok, you got that point. Here's the second question. How do you find out who your electors are?
Bethany, I'm going to go slowly to give you a chance to catch up.
I'm not giving up. Are you kidding? I'm stalling.
Alok,
Hold on.
I'm gonna give you a time limit because right now my faith is in you to answer this.
I'm going to say the Secretary of State for your state.
Yes, that is correct. There is not a lot of transparency, as you both noted, around who electors are, and some states have much more information available online than others. So contacting your Secretary of State is an outdated but generally good way of getting an accurate list of electors. Are you ready for question 3? All right, so for question 3, are electors required to vote for the candidate who won the popular vote in their state? I think this is a question a lot of people want to know the answer to.
I know the answer to that. Electors are not required to vote for the popular candidate. They're not required to.
So that was true up until super recently. So you might want to dig super quickly.
Okay. Got it.
Go ahead.
Got it. The Supreme Court says a state may require presidential electors to support its popular vote winner. Ooh, yeah. And that's from July 6th.
So super recent. So the Supreme Court just ruled that states can require electors to vote for the winner of the state's popular vote. So Bethany, you pretty much got that. I'm going to give the point to you. Alok got the others in this question, the 2 out of 3. So Alok, you get to pick one of the blue areas on the map.
Ooh.
I want one that's Prussian blue. I'm feeling Bob Ross right now. The Illinois, Wisconsin, that's Prussian blue.
Okay, Bethany, it is bad news. I won't sugarcoat it. You have 137 to Alok's 231.
Yeah.
The next challenge is called Popularity Contested. Based on the information available at fairvote.org, solve the following word problem. The first person to say the correct answer wins the challenge. Here it is. A new country forms with 5 states and an electoral college. Each state has 10 voters and 1 electoral vote. In the presidential election, candidate A gets 6 votes in 3 states and 0 in the other 2, while candidate B gets 10 votes in 2 states and 4 votes in each of the remaining 3. Candidate A has a total of 18 popular votes and candidate B has 32. Who wins the election?
Let's see. Here, I'll do the answer. Here we go. Who wins the election is candidate A.
So you know
Did I
what?
get it?
Yes. Yes. I'm going to give you the point. Candidate A wins the election because they got 3 electoral votes and candidate B only got 2. So, Bethany, which part of the pink region would you like?
I'll take the magenta region.
Lovely. We'll have the one right above that. Okay, so the race has tightened quite a bit. Bethany, you have 216. You jumped up. Alok, you have 264 electoral votes. So we're on our final challenge now. Very much on our way to finding out who the internet expert is. The final challenge is called Save the Date. Find the dates of the following 3 events and send calendar invites to someone you know to save the dates. The first person to send all 3 invites wins the challenge. Here are the dates you need to save for the 2020 election. The election day, meeting of the electors, and counting of electoral votes in Congress. Ready? Go. So Alok, tell me what you're doing right now.
Google searching and opening 3 simultaneous tabs.
All right, I have this one, but it's not adding to calendar. That's where I'm gonna get stuck.
Create. New invite. Oh my God, come on.
Do you often yell at your computer, Alok?
Hail at max.
Oh my God, just call me Grandma.
Who am I sending this to? Anyone?
Anyone, your best friend, your mom. Let me know when you hit send.
I literally cannot find when they meet to count.
Yeah, I can't find that either. All right, I got it.
I got it too. I already sent my invites. You sent your invites?
I got it, but I can't send the invites, that's all.
I sent out 3 invites. Just want everyone to know.
Amazing. This means that Alok, you get to pick part of the green region.
I would like, so I've never been to the Dakotas before. So maybe I can pick the lighter green and summon the opportunity to go and visit.
I love that. And that means Bethany will get the darker green with Colorado. And with that, the electoral votes are in. Are you both ready to find out who was crowned internet expert?
Yes.
Bethany, you got 237 electoral votes, so unfortunately I cannot crown you internet expert, but Alok, you topped off at 301, making you the internet expert.
Yeah!
Expert is a stretch. Thank you.
That was so great, eye-opening, and in all the years of my life, have never understood the process like I do now. So that was great. Thank you, Malick.
Your nursery hip hop rhyme. We've gotta get something right here on the show.
Oh, right here now? All right. Little Tommy Tucker went to the cupboard looking for some curds and whey. I don't know. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The dish ran away with the spoon. The little dog laughed to see such a sight, and the dish ran away with the spoon again.
That was dope.
And thank you so much for playing Internet Expert. Congratulations, Alok. And Bethany, you did an awesome job as well.
Not happy about this, Alok. Little Tommy Tucker singing for his supper. What shall we give him? Brown bread and butter, butter. How shall he cut it? Without a knife. How will he marry without a war.
And hey, that's not quite it for this episode of Internet Expert. Our next question is for you. We couldn't forget about you. The question is, how many electors does your state have? Leave your answer in the comments and a link to where you found it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Internet Expert, and we can't wait to see you right back here next time.